Joseph YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman says she needs help making sense of this before she effing loses her mind. Dating after the wall. Let's get it.
So I was supposed to have a date tonight at 7 p.m. It is now 7:43 p.m. And as you can see, I am not on my date.
We can see
I
that.
am at home
Making TikToks.
with my dog.
Oh,
Why is it that you ask? Oh, because the date I was supposed to go on, that was confirmed, the time and place. Oh, he has magically disappeared. Yeah. I had texted him to let him know I was going to be running like 2 minutes behind. I had a work call that ran late. And my text didn't go through. Weird. So I called straight to voicemail. We all know what the that means. That means I have been stood up and blocked minutes before my date. Got fully ready to go. Didn't think twice about it because he was texting me up until about 4:40. Just shot a little over 2 hours before the date. Somebody make it make sense before I lose my...
all right. It's tough out there, man. It's tough out here. These women have left their marriages and I mean, I don't know. I'm taking a wild guess with this chick, right? Back dating. Thought that there was something better, most likely, out here for her. And all she has now are TikToks and her dog. But the comments were suspicious and they thought something else was going on. Like this person who says, you dodged a bullet, not rejection, redirection. Right? Some positivity for her. This woman said his wife called and said, you better be home by 7 p.m. Another person who says he went home to his wife. Always pay attention to when they texting, if it's when he's working and less when he gets off. Here's somebody else who says married, block him and never look back regardless. Reason doesn't matter. And so here she clarified it after another person said married, couldn't sneak out, he'll be back. Here's what she had to say.
So it turns out he's actually not married. He's just a shitty person. Despite the fact that I searched his name in my local group, I'm not going to say it. You all know what group it is. His name never...
We all know what group it is. I can almost bet it's one of those Facebook groups where it's like, are we dating the same men? And those groups have thousands of single women in there and they want to know.
Came up. I searched it 2 different times. Yesterday, I logged into Facebook on the app and magically appeared a picture of his profile. I clicked on it and it was from June. Someone had recently commented on it, but for some reason when I searched it, it didn't come up. And there was a huge thread of like 30 comments of women discussing this gentleman. Some had been ghosted by him. Some actually dated him.
Hold on. There was a huge thread?
And there was a huge thread of like 30 comments of women discussing this gentleman.
See, the boys were up. Damn, that's why he wasn't worried about you. Man's got a roster doing it real big out there. Real big. Here's the funny thing, right? Is I bet you that those groups only help those men more. I promise you, bro. That's how women work. The only thing better than game, looks, money, status, all these things, you know, and being a good partner is social proof that other women want you. And it probably works the exact opposite of what they think. I bet you these chicks go on a date. The date goes well. She posts him in the group. But there's a reason why all these women find him attractive. And she says, so you get around, huh? You date this, huh? You know, they're curious. And finally, he gets the cheeks. And it turns into, I knew it. I knew it. I knew he was a piece of trash. I dated him too. Let's keep listening.
Some had been ghosted by him. Some actually dated him. And some talked about how rude he was to them. While yes, I did dodge a huge bullet and I didn't waste the time on the date, it's still a really shitty feeling to be ghosted instead.
All right, so that's that video. Let's read a few more comments here. Another comment here says plans changed. His with his wife. Here's somebody else who said him and his ex made up or his girlfriend/wife intercepted. Another person here says his wife got a hold of him and changed those plans. And another person here says, you look really pretty though. And she says, thank you. And our final comment here says, this is why so many women have just given up and decided to ride this out with best friends and their dog.
So last night I had a guy message me on Tinder, told me that he thought I was very pretty and asked me if I was single. I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm on this dating app, because I'm single. And then he asked me what I was looking for. And I, of course, responded, I am looking to never have to answer that question again. And he was like,
starting off the conversation with some attitude.
Wait, you're single? And I was like, yes. And he's like, you never want to answer that question again? I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for a relationship that makes me want to cancel all of my dating apps so that I never have to answer that question again, because I'm just spending time with my person. So then he asked me where I was, and I told him, and he said where he was, and he said, we're far, no? And I said, as much as I wanted to say, you're a grown-ass man, you can Google how far apart we are. I didn't. I curbed my sarcasm, which is very difficult for me. But I digress. I told him it was about 4 hours, which to me is not very far. It's less than half a work day. You know what I'm saying? To which he responded, I don't have a car.
Welcome to the streets.
This coffee smells like shit.
I know you don't like the taste of that. This is what you wanted.
So, I suppose 4 hours is pretty far when you don't have a car. And I am not judging people who don't have a car, but this guy lives in a place that's not like New York City, not San Francisco City, where like parking is scarce and,
Right.
you know, that type of thing. So, to me, if you don't have a car in your mid-40s, yeah, you should probably not be contacting someone who lives 4 hours away from you. And if you're just expecting them to make the effort to come visit you every time, you should be looking for someone much younger than a grown-ass woman that owns 2 cars and is looking for something real and serious with somebody who legit has their shit together. Anyways, I deleted the dating app because I'm over it. So over it. Happy Monday. Oh, and if you're like one of those people that are out there dogging on Taylor and Travis, because
She's really about to talk about Taylor Swift. We are moving on. So they aren't having a good time out here, man. Dating after 40. So many of these videos everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. Let's check out some of these comments. First comment here says, time to start getting some cats. She responded and says, I love cats. Good for you. Good for you. Then you're going to love your future. Another comment here says, relationship on Tinder, with the laughing emojis. That's the first thing I kind of thought. It's like, he's like, oh, you're on here looking for something serious. I think all the serious people on the serious apps, like, I don't know, eHarmony. Another comment here says, you have absolutely beautiful eyes. I got a guy here shooting a shot.
This is just like one of my random little thoughts or whatever. Like I'll be sitting here thinking, and I'll be like, damn, like I'm really single. Like I've been single for like going on 3 years now. And it's like, I enjoy it. Like, I love having my peace. I love not having to answer to a, but it's like, it's not something I look forward to in the future. Like, I don't want to be single forever. Like, it gets boring.
Well, you're on the road to that. Guys, pay close attention. She doesn't want to answer to an F-boy. A lot of chicks out here like the idea of marriage, being with the man, but the idea of being told what to do by a man, submitting, letting that man lead, you can't tolerate it. And you see a woman, you'd be like, oh, you're attractive. You should be with a man. It shouldn't be that hard. And she would swear she can't find anybody. That's not it. She cannot cooperate with a man.
I be wanting to do things with like my person, and because I don't really hang with too many people. But it's just like, at my grown age, and when I say that, because people don't believe my age, but I'll be 40 like literally next week. And it's like, y'all men don't get tired of playing games, don't get tired of lying, juggling multiple females. Like, when does it stop?
Juggling multiple females. Why are you chasing men who are juggling multiple females? We already know she's going after men who she does not qualify for.
So if that's what I gotta go through, then like, baby, I'm like, honestly, it didn't take me until like a few years ago to realize not my worth, but to realize like, that's not what I want. Because I'm gonna tell you, like, a couple years ago, like 5-7 years ago, and I was a dog. I didn't give a like, man, I thought like a nigga, like everything, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want that no more. And it's like, I come with my own everything. So having somebody by my side can't do nothing but add to me or add to us. Let's build, let's grow together, take care of these kids, go on vacation. It's like, but the energy and the vibes y'all be giving me, I'm gonna be single forever. That's crazy.
She guys, I'm not even trying to hate, but the way she's thinking, add to me, what can you bring to me? What can you bring to the man who you want? He's juggling 3 or 4 of you. He's not desperate. The man you want. What can you bring? If you can't bring that man anything he wants, then you've got to be realistic, more realistic with your standards. And even that man wants something. And these chicks just are never willing to do that. Yeah, it will end in tears. Let's check out some of these comments. We have a commenter here who says, we're using the last bit of energy we have left to take care of ourselves for once. Another person here says, but nah, for real, good women be living far away. LOL. Somebody else here says, it's a messed up world we live in. Here's another comment that says, 40. Wow, beautiful. Here's another gentleman who says, I miss having my person you love, honor, adore, and cherish. I'm definitely not wasting energy playing games. I'm looking for my queen to do life with. These guys are putting in applications. Another person here says, I don't do friends and I chill solo, but definitely loved when I had a woman in my life that I could do everything with. I think both men and women today, a lot of men and women, are to the point where it's so crazy out here and people want to blame everything for what it actually is. But it's so crazy out here. And these relationships lead to somewhere. They lead to marriage. And that's the big issue, is people are afraid of that final destination. The risk isn't worth the reward in a lot of cases. You got women who just want husbands and want to check off that they got married but don't actually want to be wives. You've got men who are being raised without father figures to show them how to be a competent, capable man. And when they do become it, they look around and they're like, okay, so what's my reward for this? And in front of them are modern women. It's tough. It's tough. For a lot of people, they are happier by themselves. But I think her approaching 40, naturally you start to think like, okay, after 40, is 45. After 45 is 50. After 50 is 60, 65. And you start asking yourself, do I want to be literally dying alone? Do I want to be at my deathbed having nobody? No one really thinks that far until you start approaching that destination. That reality is very real. While you might be peaceful now, I may think, I don't need a man. I'm good. As somebody, you guys know, I mentioned plenty of times I worked in care homes. I saw this. It's difficult to live the last few years of your life with nobody there. In those last days, it's difficult. It's challenging. Guys, listen, of course, I'm curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.